You are really dumb. For real.
Who knows? She may be the target this week. Good morning. Welcome back to Cesar's Reality World. I'm Cesar. As you can see, I'm the only one here. So yep, that makes me Cesar. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe. If you're coming back, welcome back. Also, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I really do need your subscriptions. So please help me out. Comment, like, share. Do whatever you can do to help me out. I'm begging you. Thank you. As you know, this is about Big Brother All-Stars. I tell you everything that happened last night. Well, not everything, just the good stuff. Because they talk a lot. I don't have time. You don't have time. Again, ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, if you're ready, I'm ready, so let's do this. Well, as we saw in the episode, Ian was evicted last night by a vote of 5-3. Those three were Davonne, Kevin, and David. Remember that, okay? Nicole decided to vote with the house or with the big alliance, and basically she single-handedly evicted Ian. So, I mean, all that crying, all that stuff, really, she could have saved him if she really wanted to. I mean, she had the votes and then made Dani break the tie, but nope, she decided to take matters into her own hands and evict him. Yeah, that's her best friend. I mean, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right? That's all I'm saying about that. Anyhow, so then they started the new HOH competition, and then Fidz cut. Whoop. Alright, before the episode ended, we saw that Memphis was ahead of everybody, then Cody, Tyler, David. Davonne wasn't even close to being done. But yeah, so everybody was speculating that Memphis or Cody or Tyler were gonna win. Well, Fidz come back, and there you have it. Memphis is the new HOH for the week. Wow, here we go. Another boring week. I mean, I can only imagine. It's Memphis. He's got something against them three, so most likely that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna nominate two of them. If one comes down, the other one goes back up. So yeah, great, awesome, yeah, wow. So first we see Cody and Dani talking. They're saying how Memphis and Christmas are putting a target on their backs because Memphis is a comp beast and Christmas is just loud and annoying. So everybody's gonna be targeting them, which is good for them. He's also annoyed that Davonne is throwing David under the bus. I guess something happened before the feeds came back up, but yeah, that's what they're talking about. He's not happy that Davonne is throwing David under the bus. Then we see Christmas and Memphis talking. You know, they have like that final two or final three, whatever they got going on. They're like besties. So Memphis is talking to her. He's telling her that he wants Kevin gone this week. That is his target. Kevin is the main target. So he may put up David and Kevin. Christmas at this point agrees with Memphis. Of course he's going to agree. I mean, what other options do they have? It's only them three. So I'm telling you, people, it's going to be boring. No, wow. Okay, anyhow, that's what they talk about. As we know, as he lets us know, Kevin is the target. Then we see Cody and Nicole. They're talking. She feels bad. She's asking him if he thinks she did too much by putting all that stuff on Davonne, David, and Kevin. Basically by kind of lying to them and making sure they voted to keep Ian, but then her flipping the vote and keeping Tyler instead, just to blame it on David. So she feels bad. She's wondering if it was too much or whatever. Cody says he doesn't know, but there's no way that they'll find out that she was the one that didn't vote for Ian, so she's fine or whatever. Anyhow, Nicole's still a little sad and whatnot. That Cody says that he doesn't want David gone. Nicole pretty much says the same thing. Again, Nicole will do whatever Cody says. So they don't want David gone. They don't even want David up on the block. So he's going to try to talk to Memphis into putting up Davonne and Kevin. And one of them has to go home. Then we see Christmas and Nicole talking. Again, Nicole tells Christmas that she doesn't want David going home. Christmas agrees. Christmas tells her that she doesn't think he's the target. She thinks Kevin is the target. Again, this is not what she's thinking. This is exactly what she knows because Memphis already told her that David will be safe and that Kevin will be the target this week. Do I believe any of that? Yes, I do believe that that's what's going to happen. Do I think the video's going to come into play? I 100% think the video's going to come into place. I don't know, I just feel like Davonne is in big trouble this week. I feel like we're going to be losing Davonne this week. That's just my opinion on it. What do you think? You think so? Comment below. Let me know, please. Then we see Cody and Enzo talking. Cody is telling Enzo that Davonne and Kevin have to be in the block together just in case one of them wins the veto. They can only save themselves and not the same thing that happened last week. Enzo at this point agrees with Cody. Again, they don't want to touch David, period. Enzo then reminds Cody that Dani is a very dangerous player in the game. Dani will probably want Day to stay and not even put up on the block. So that's that. Then they agree that them two will be a great final two and they need to clean house, period. Then Cody also tells him that Christmas needs to be on the chopping block real soon too. They want to get rid of Christmas. The only problem is Cody doesn't know about the whole Christmas Enzo Memphis alliance as well. So Cody is just thinking that he's got a final three alliance with them, Memphis and Enzo. But yeah, he's completely forgetting. Well, he's not forgetting. He just doesn't know that Christmas is in the other one. So they're not gonna get rid of Christmas that easy. So Cody needs to open his eyes a little bit with that situation because he believes he's the only one. When no, they got something else going on over here. So, I mean, yep, Cody cannot be too comfortable with what's going on right now. He needs to kind of keep his head in the game. That's my opinion on it. Then we see Tyler and Davonne talking. This is where they lose me, or Davonne loses me. I'm like, no, what are you doing, woman? Okay, so she's telling him the whole story about David coming up with the split in the house situation so that Dani could get blood in her hands and blah blah blah, which is okay. I'm fine with that conversation so far. But then she decided to spin the story and just tell him something else that she's just making up in her own head. Basically, she tells him that David wasn't the one to keep him in the house. She was the one that voted to keep him in the house, not David. She saw him, giving David a high five or whatever, and she was like, no, don't be getting credit for my doing. So she's pretending, she's making Tyler believe that she was the one that voted him to stay and voted Ian out, when Tyler already knows that Nicole was the one that did all this, not her. So she is looking like a liar. Basically, every word that's coming out of her mouth, BS, lies. I'm like, oh, no. As I'm watching this, I'm like, no, just stop. But no, she keeps going and going with her lies. Tyler at this point is agreeing with everything she's saying. He's like, okay, really, blah, blah. He already knows she's lying to him. So this conversation did no good to her game. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's only, I know Tyler hasn't talked to anybody else about this conversation, but I know the conversation is gonna come up. Davonne is gonna look so dumb.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Who knows? She may be the target this week because of her own doing. It's so hard to root for Davonne. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to root for her. I want to root for her, but I can't. I've told her plenty of times, keep your mouth shut. Yes, it's through the TV, but whatever. I'm still telling her, keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. She won't. Why? Okay, moving on. Then we see Davonne and Kevin talking. She tells Kevin that she told Tyler that David wasn't the one that voted for him to stay. That's all she says. She doesn't really say anything about the whole, I was the one that kept you, blah, blah, blah. No, she just tells him that little part, which is not the truth, but what she thinks is the truth. Then we see Davonne and Dani, they're talking. Davonne tells her that it was David's plan to split the house so that Dani could get blood in her hands. She also tells her that it was him, the one that flipped and didn't vote to keep Ian. Again, this one, Davonne is not lying. This is what she believes to be the truth. She believes that it was David, the one that didn't vote to keep Ian. But it doesn't matter. She's telling Dani this. Dani's acting, like she's surprised and blah, blah, blah. They keep talking. Either way, they're talking like they're good friends, like nothing's bad between them. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Again, I've heard Dani say that she wants to work with Davonne still, but Davonne keeps throwing her under the bus and Dani keeps throwing Davonne under the bus at the same time. So who knows really what's going on there. But anyhow, that's what happens. Luckily, Davonne doesn't tell her that it was her, the one that voted for Ian to go, because yeah, that would have been even worse. And then towards the end of the night, we see Dani and Nicole talking. They really do feel bad about what happened with the whole Ian situation, and they want to trust or they want to help Day out, but Day put a target on herself on her own by using the veto, but they still don't want Davonne on the block or to get rid of Davonne. I guess Nicole's mom told her not to lie to Davonne and to work with Davonne. So Nicole's having mixed emotions right now. She's hoping that tomorrow she'll be better. Again, Dani is saying that she doesn't even want to see Davonne on the block. This is going to be a hard week for Davonne. I feel like the girls are going to try to help her out. And when I say help her out, I mean say it once, and then if not, then that's it. Let it go. You know how much Nicole helped Ian out, and ultimately voted him out. So yeah, whatever. Either way, that's what they're talking about. They're sad. Hopefully tomorrow is a better day. That's what they say. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much everything that happened last night. Again, Memphis didn't want to talk game with anybody. He said he'll talk game tomorrow. So we didn't see Memphis the whole night. It was just basically speculations. The only time we saw Memphis actually was whenever he was talking to Christmas and he mentioned that he wanted to target Kevin. He wanted Kevin gone. Other than that, I didn't see Memphis anymore. So there's that. So yeah, Cody wants to save David. He thinks getting rid of David will be a waste. So he's going to try to convince Memphis to put Kevin and Davonne up on the block. That way, if someone wins a veto, they can't save anybody else but themselves. So that's that. Nicole has told people, basically Christmas and Cody, that she doesn't want to see David gone. She'd rather have one of the other two gone, which means Davonne and Kevin. But then, towards the end of the night, she tells Dani, or agrees with Dani, with the fact that they don't even want to see Davonne on the block. So who knows what Nicole's doing again? Right? Again. And then finally, most importantly, Davonne is lying. And everybody knows she's lying about the vote. She's taking credit for Tyler being in the house, for that one vote that kept him in the house. She's taking credit for it, which everybody in the house knows it was Nicole. So she is looking just dumb. So dumb. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. But again, it's Davonne. That's how she plays the game. She doesn't really know how to keep her mouth shut, so that's that. Anyway, today should be a good day. We will find out who the nominees will be. This is nominations day, so we will see what happens, right? I'll let you guys know if anything good comes up. If not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Anyhow, thank you very much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe, comment, like, share. Help me out. I'm begging you. And yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.